This is the 2025 CFMOTO 450SR. It has more features but at a lower price. What CFMOTO mentions in their official specs are all the visible parts. But what about the parts you can't see? I mean inside the engine. Let's tear it down and take a look. Because, whenever a model drops in price, everyone worries about downgraded specs. That feeling is completely understandable. After all, it's your own hard-earned money. Let's check the clutch first. It uses a Japanese FCC Clutch System. Since even the clutch center, hub, is from FCC, the clutch plates must also be from FCC Japan. Because FCC might sell you clutch plates separately, but they won't sell the clutch hub on its own. The clutch outer basket is also from FCC. Oh, and these are paper-based friction plates. Clutch plates usually come in rubber-based or paper-based. Paper-based is the best. Almost all high-displacement bikes use paper-based plates. However, there's one thing I should mention. The 2022 450SR also used the Japanese FCC clutch. But the 23 and 24 models use Chongqing clutches with Japanese FCC friction plates. The core of the clutch is the friction plate. So, for those who own 23 or 24 models, don't worry. The quality is basically the same as this one. As you can see, in the 23 and 24 models, there haven't been cases of the clutch burning out under normal use. The pressure plate is still shiny. This bike was taken straight to the mountains before even being broken in. Let's check the camshaft. The camshaft hasn't changed at all. It's made of nodular cast iron. This CFMOTO 450SR has already sold 110,000 to 120,000 units. CFMOTO's rise was built on this bike, and it has stayed popular all these years. To maintain such high sales in an era of 3-cylinder and 4-cylinder wars is truly impressive. Look at the valves. The valves are likely still from Jiangsu Changyong. Honda and Suzuki also use Changyong valves. The cylinder head was made by Chongqing Jiqing. This company is very capable. Brands like Honda, Suzuki, Yamaha, KTM, etc. all have heads made by Jiqing. Alright, the entire cylinder head is the same as before. Next, let's look at the cylinder block and pistons. Okay, let's look at the block first. The cylinder surface is electroplated ceramic. No downgrade here either. I'll use a magnet to verify it for you. Now, let's look at the pistons. The pistons are genuine forged pistons. The pistons haven't changed either. Removing the starter motor. Removing the oil cooler. The water pump impeller is still aluminum. Everything is consistent with the old model. This engine features a 270-degree crankshaft design. It was after this engine was released that other domestic competitors started launching their own 270-degree crankshaft engines. So, strictly speaking, the CFMOTO 450 is the first purely domestic 270-degree crankshaft engine. Yeah, that QJ engine doesn't count as domestic. The stability of this engine is also very good. Last year, I repaired over 600 engines. But I didn't have to fix a single one of these. As for the most common complaint, the sound from the cylinder head. Actually, that's caused by the Morse silent chain. The Morse chain effectively extends the life of the timing chain. The downside is the ticking sound it makes around the camshaft area. This is actually normal. Alright, time to split the crankcase. The crankshaft bearings, shells, are still aluminum-based bearings from Schaeffler. Even though the CFMOTO 450 doesn't use copper-based bearings, its performance has been very stable. I've never seen one with a spun bearing. Check the countershaft bearing. The countershaft uses imported Japanese NTN bearings. CFMOTO is very generous with their bearings. Let's check the main shaft bearing. The main shaft bearing is also a Japanese NTN bearing. The country of origin is stamped on it. Take a close look. Now, removing the connecting rod. Let's check the rod bearings. Despite being ridden in the mountains without a break-in, the bearing shells are still perfectly shiny. Have you noticed how bright CFMOTO's bearing shells are? These rod bearings are also from Schaeffler. Still aluminum-based. The rods haven't changed, they are still fracture split connecting rods. The precision is so high you can barely see the seam. The crankshaft manufacturing process has changed slightly. It's now from Jiangsu, Ganyang. But even with this change, it's basically the same as previous versions. Still a dual balance shaft design. This structure wouldn't be changed lightly. This is the front balance shaft. While we have the crank, let's look at the timing chain. The timing chain is still from Did Japan. This hasn't changed either. Alright, teardown complete. Let's summarize. Since I didn't get a 450SR engine to tear down last year, I've learned my lesson and got this 2025 model for you. After comparison, there is no difference from the 2022 450SR. Engine-wise, the extra 1 kilowatt is just a gain from the ECU tuning. The forged crankshaft, forged pistons, electroplated ceramic cylinders, imported NTN bearings, did timing chain, fracture split rods, they are all still here. The clutch is Japanese FCC, just like the 2022 model, while the 23 and 24 models use the Crankshaft clutch with Japanese FCC friction plates. Alright, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, see you next time.